You're watching the Vicari Collector Car Auction coming to you this week from Dalton, Georgia. Right now, it's time to go just a little bit to British with a Jaguar, a beautiful sports car example.
You got to say it right, Ted. Jaguar, if you're British. You got to keep that lower jaw stiff there.
We had a good shot of the Burlwood dash, some really nice work. Jaguar made a sports car, but it was kind of a luxury sports car.
4-liter V8 engine under the hood of this, making 290 horsepower, also 290 pounds of torque. Performance like that, these cars were mentioned back in 1999 along with the BMW 6 Series, Porsche 911, the Corvette, even a Maserati Gran Turismo. This thing could really get up and go back in 1999.
Of course, the most famous Jaguar back in the 60s, the XKE. And Jan and Dean had a hit song about the Jaguar XKE racing the Corvette.
We'll come back from Dead Man's Curve, Ted.
8 down, 75 over 8 down, yes or no? 8 down, 8 down, now 5, 85, 8, now 9, 9,000.
Take yourself back 23 years, you could pick one of these up. Well, the coupe was $65,000 in 1999 money. That was a lot of money. Still a lot of money to me these days. $70,000 for the convertible. Look at this, $8,500 right now.
This is a bargain, folks. About 70,000 miles on it. It's got a lot of life left in it. And look at it. It's absolutely perfect.
Reserves off. We're going to sell it now. Y'all sit here and watch me do this. I've got 9 grand, 92 and a half. All through and done. 90 and a half. Sold it. 9 grand. Buyer number.
Thank you, James.
Up next, now we're going to really get fast. 2014 Shelby Mustang. That's right, the famous Carroll Shelby started building with Shelby American Mustangs. This is the GT 500, top of the line, Dave.
Yeah, Ted, this thing has just about no miles on it. 140 original miles on this. Listen to this. 662 horsepower originally. With the supercharger, it makes 1,000 horsepower. That is the most powerful V8 ever put under the hood of a production car at the time anyway.
There you can see the root-style blower sitting on top of it with the dry belt and everything like that. This is a serious car, folks. Very fast, also very expensive. The reserve is still on at $50,000, Dave.
Caught a glimpse of the interior there. Kind of a plain wrapper when it comes to Mustang interiors. Not a whole lot of special stuff, but boy, you put that pedal down and it really does the talking that way.
Yeah, the engine is everything. They don't care that much about the interior. Up to $52,000. You know, it's like the sign in the old speed shop said, speed costs money. How fast do you want to go?
I'll take all the fast. I'm going to buy this car, Ted. This is faster than a Hellcat, which you hear so much more about. And this is, like I said, a little bit of a sleeper when it comes to the muscle car world, I think.
Well, the reserve has been lifted, so the car is going to sell. The deal doctor acting as the grinder right here, talking to the seller, and the reserve is off, so it's really in the hands of the auctioneer right now at $56,000.
Yes or yes?
Now here's Buddy trying to get another bid.
Is it yes or yes?
They're just joking and playing because Buddy knows David Williams very well, so they're having a little fun right there.
Back in 1964, Pontiac is credited with starting the muscle car movement with the GTO. They attempted to revive that in 2003, but the problem was GM had eliminated all its rear-wheel drive platforms except for its trucks and the Corvette. So they called their friends down in Australia, Holden, GM's division down under. They still made rear-wheel drive V8 sedans, so they rebadged a Holden as a Pontiac. You drop in a Corvette LS1 or an LS2 engine, you got yourself a GTO.
6-speed transmission helped things out. It was rated at 400 horsepower. Would go 0 to 60. Are you ready in this? 4.4 seconds. This was a real performance car coming out in 2005. Very unusual. Its predecessor to the 64 GTO, as you pointed out, Dave, was the original muscle car, and as I told you earlier in the show, they merely took the 389 out of a Pontiac Bonneville and put it down in a Pontiac Tempest, gave it a little bit of suspension work and everything like that, and the muscle car era was born.
Yeah, the complaint on this modern GTO was they missed on the styling. All the other cars of the day, the Mustang, for example, you had the Camaro and even the PT Cruiser going with the retro look, and the Pontiac stuck with the looks it had at the time, and it just sort of missed the mark.
GTO stood for Gran Turismo Omologata. That was actually started by Ferrari in 1962 with the Ferrari GTO, which has sold for as much as $70 million.
I don't think this one's going to get up to 70 million. We're at 18,000. The reserve is off, and this GTO is going to sell.
No, it's not a Ferrari, believe me, or anything close to that.
It's red.
And they call it resale red because it's been proven over the years, dealers can tell you that red cars do seem to bring more money when they're resold.
19, yes or no? 19, 18, down to the last call. 19 grand. I have sold 18,750. Buyer number.
Boy, we mentioned the Mustang being a bit of a sleeper. That's the ultimate sleeper, and it's going to a proud owner. John is with him.
Hey, I'm standing here with Harry Crick. You purchased that GTO. Now, that's not a 1964 GTO, but it's a newer one with some Euro styling, man. What do you like about that car?
I just love it. I mean, it's all clear big block. I love it.
You like the LS motor, you want the speed, and also the new styling?
Clean car. It's a clean car.
Clean car. What are you going to do with it?
Drive it for a while.
Well, the program's not going to the dogs. When we come back, a couple more for.